Hey everybody, it's Brent in Central Arkansas. What you're looking at here is the latest changes with my website. The address for my website will be listed in the description, and I'll put it in the screen here for a long period of time too. So you can go here and you can see a listing of all my figs. It takes you first right here to the figs area. You click on that if it's not already up, and it gives you kind of the heading, Brent's Unique Vegetables and Premium Figs. It has a scrolling banner there that says that when I list on FigBid, I usually offer free shipping. I do that because I offer free shipping as an incentive because I do auctions, and so I put the minimum price on FigBid that you'll see here on this website, but then they bid on it, and oftentimes it goes up with the free shipping as an incentive. Now there are two different ways to purchase from me. You can purchase from FigBid when I do list there, which means you'll have to check from time to time, or you can buy here directly from me called direct sale, which is a change. So let's take a look at the site here, and I'll go through the frequently asked questions, and then we'll get to the direct sale batch sale of figs, because in that particular area you'll get to see ahead of time when figs are going to be available, and you can pre-purchase at that time when they list. So the main page here, you'll see here it's flashing figs are sold on FigBid or by direct sale, and then it says to go to FAQ, and we're going to do that. And of course, when you do direct sale, you just shoot me an email and tell me what you're looking for, and then we go from there. It's really simple. We go back and forth a little bit, and then I'll create an invoice for you. You pay for the invoice. Payment can be by PayPal or credit card or debit card, or just a lot of different options with the invoice that's emailed just by a click of a button. On this particular area that shows all the figs, it has the majority of figs that I am growing out there. I do have some that aren't on here yet because I'm not ready to present them. Some I'm researching and finding out if there's some other kind, because I get these unknown figs. I like to look up these unknown figs because I like things that are different. But I also have, as the website indicates, all the premium and unique figs. Not all of them, but a good portion of them. I've got over 300 different figs here. So if I'm scrolling down here a little bit, you'll see pictures like this Adriatic JH, this Angelito, this Atriano Gold, Azores Dark, and you just keep coming down here. Black Beauty, load more here. Border Sweat Nor, Bergen Unknown, Castista, and all these others. As you scroll down, if you see a picture of the fig, that means I've got a video review of it. Now if you go to the facts section, you can click on the link. It'll take you to my YouTube channel where I have, which is named the same as the website here, and for which you're actually looking at this video right now. It'll take you to the fig review, or all the figs reviews, so you can look up these different figs and what I think of them. If it doesn't have a, like if it you see right here, it's got a picture of what it looks like when I package the figs together. These are the 1 gallon versions, and box them up and send them to folks. This is kind of what it looks like. That's a generic picture. Or if you just see a fig icon like this, that means I haven't done a review on it yet. I do stand by those figs if I sell them, because I know where I sourced them from. I can give you that information. I can tell you that where the person I bought it from. And I also have a guarantee that if you buy it and it ends up later not being the exact variety I said it is, then by the time, it's going to take you a little while to grow it out and to see the fig and taste the fig and all that. But if it's not the correct variety, then I will refund your money and offer you a free fig of your choice, fig tree, of similar value. So I think that's a pretty good deal. I'm trying to be absolutely as customer oriented as I can, yet stay in business. And so I think the prices that I'm offering, which you'll see in the batch here in just a second, are very, very reasonable considering the amount of time it takes to get the figs to that point, the growing out, the nurturing, the feeding, the moving them around, acclimating them to the sun and all that. And then on top of that, the boxing materials, the shipping materials, the shipping costs, all that kind of stuff plays into what's reasonable. And if you go to FigBid too, you can kind of get a general idea of what is, I guess you would call market price, or what the figs are going for today. And right now there's so many people in it that it's forcing people like me, and it's a good thing, to keep our prices down, which benefits you. So let's click on the facts section here, frequently asked questions. And the first thing you'll see here is how do I order, because I don't see a way to pay for it on your website. Well, obviously most websites have a pay function, but because I'm retired and a single person doing everything, I can't sit around day after day and fill orders that come through the website because I don't have any control over it. So when I do it the way I'm doing it now with you, I can do some back and forth, so I get all your wishes taken care of. Like, maybe there's a delayed shipping, maybe you want to bundle something, maybe you have some questions. So I like that back and forth. And then also if I go on, because we like to travel, if I travel or if there's a delay or something like that, I can work that out with you ahead of time. Pre-orders, all kinds of things that I can do with this way right here, where I don't charge it through the website, which forces me to act. And so that's my preference. That's what I did when I sold microgreens for years. And customers seem to like that pretty good, and the flexibility is there. And my end game for you is to provide an excellent tree in really good shape at a very, very reasonable price that allows a little bit of flexibility for me. So how do I order? I don't see a way to pay for it on your website. I explain why I do it this way. And it says here it's a picture site, an information site. So you'll get to see a picture of a lot of them, eventually all of them, and some background information on that particular fig. They're sold in either FigBid under my name Brent M, as you'll see there, or you can buy them direct sale. And we're going to go to the direct sale batches in just a second. The batches cycle by date, so you'll know when those particular batches are available to be shipped, and it lists all the different figs at the various pricing. And so all you have to do is look at the batch, find the particular fig you want, do research or whatever else you want to do. Email me, c3voyage@gmail.com. You see it there. It's posted in many different places, and we will work that out and get that fig to you as soon as possible. With shipping, we're going to talk about that in just a second. I already told you about why some of the figs, some of the listed varieties have pictures of the fig and some don't. And it's because I've done a review on it if you see the fig itself. I don't sell fig cuttings very often. I do and I can, but the problem is that my trees are pretty young still. I can't take a lot of material off of them at a very inexpensive price and still offer trees, which is my preferred thing to do. If you get a tree I can pretty much guarantee it's going to live and it's going to produce for you. You get a cutting, and what happens is that it is so difficult for a lot of people to root a cutting, and it creates frustration, and it creates unhappiness with me. And I know this because I went through all this. I've rooted thousands of cuttings, and I'm not very good at it. And it's very heartbreaking to get 2 or 3 cuttings from someone. You try to root it and they die. I've gone back to sellers 3, 4 different times to try to get one variety. So what I finally end up learning is that I prefer to pay a little bit more and get a little tree, and it pretty much always lives. There's sometimes instances with the shipping courier, but I'll talk about that in just a second here. And that kind of brings you right into what is your return, replace, and refund policy for plants. If the plant, it says here there is none. That's because when the plant leaves me, it's going to be healthy, or I'm not going to ship it at all. Once it leaves me, once I take it to the UPS store or USPS, picks it up or what have you, there's nothing I can do about it. And I've dealt with this. I've gotten plants that arrived that were in pretty bad shape. In fact, I've got one right now that's lost all of its leaves. And I know it was healthy when he sent it. Bought it off a fig bed, and it had 4 or 5 different leaves on it, probably a little more, but they all kind of were drooping when I got it, and then they lost, and then the fig leaves started getting crispy, and then they all fell off. The stick is sort of looking okay, and I'm thinking it looks like it might be starting to bud out. That was less than a week ago that it came in. And so that tree might survive, but if you buy from fig bed, you can get something called route insurance. And route insurance, if you buy through fig bed, is an option you can have if the tree dies, which is likely what I'm going to have to do with this one I just told you about. Go through them and get my money back. So that's one thing that you can do, but I can't help what happens with the courier. Especially when you as a customer choose, and when you buy direct sale, you choose what type of shipping you want. If you choose ground shipping and you're a good distance from me, it could take 5-6 days. And depending on the time of year, that could be a death sentence for a tree. And so I offer various types of shipping because I know it's at your risk. I can do it overnight. I can do it 2-day, which is my preferred UPS 2-day. I've never had a tree that was delivered in any kind of bad condition that was 2-day. There's UPS ground, there's USPS ground and Advantage. There's all kinds of options. If you're really close to me, I'm in Arkansas. Like if you're in Louisiana, Alabama, Tennessee, Texas, for example, a lot of times UPS ground is very reasonable and it delivers within 2 days. The thing with UPS ground is it's traveling most of the time in a truck, in the back of a truck. If there's a delay for any reason, like what happened with this particular tree, because I talked to the UPS guy, there's a delay of a day. He said it sat on the truck. And so I don't know what condition it sat in the truck. It was not running, I'm sure. It was exposed to high heat, and I think that's what toasted mine. And so when you use UPS ground, you kind of run into that type of situation where it's not as friendly to the boxed fig. You can bake it. But if you use a faster type of shipping, like UPS 2-day air, it'll ship by air, and it almost always arrives really good. I've never had a problem with it. But then there's options too, and a lot of people are okay taking the chance. Now, the figs on here a lot of times are between $50 and $60, $65, something like that, that I sell. And so it's worth the chance if I can ship, which I can a lot of times by UPS ground for under $10. It's often right around $8. And when you contact me, if you want to buy, you can ask me what it's going to cost to ship to your location, and I can look that up real easily for you and give you that information and give you the cost for various types too if you want to do that. Also, when I said here that you can't, I don't do any returns, replacing, or refunding. There are none. So shipping is something that you can do to help ensure your tree arrives well. I can also hold the tree for your period of time, and you can check the forecast between me and you. And if it's favorable, you know, if the temperature comes down because it's too hot, like right now we're in the hundreds. If you want to wait, and it says the forecast, if you look it up, it says it's like 10 degrees cooler a week from now. That is something I would do. I mean, a 10-degree drop is huge, and fall and spring are ideal times to ship because the fig trees aren't exposed to the temperatures that are going to hurt it. In the wintertime is when I've had the most death, and that's because of freezing temperatures. And shipping couriers, they don't really care because, you know, the cold doesn't really affect anything except live items. That is what I'm particularly shipping. So for those reasons, I can work with you, and we can try to get you the tree to you safely. And that's why I don't offer any returns, because I have absolutely no control once it leaves me. Okay. Well, here you can see it talks about my vegetable seed. That's part of the site. I'm under material transfer agreements with 2 different companies on my seed. They're growing it. I've got a person in California right now, a major company that's growing my tomatoes right now. They're parthenocarpic. And so I'm going out there in about 3 weeks, and I'm going to review what's going on and the status they're in. And then I'm working with another major seed company. I'm not even going to say the location, so you can't isolate it right now. And that's just because I don't want to mess up my relationship with them. I don't mind telling you anything, but I don't want to mess up my relationship with them. So right now I'm shipping them the various types of vegetables that I'm growing. And I grow a lot of different kinds of vegetables that I bred myself. And so they're evaluating it, and they're wanting to bring online potentially some new exciting open pollinated type seed that people can grow and save their own seed. So I've got some pretty exciting, at least to me, vegetables that hopefully I can secure some kind of agreement with them so that they can grow it in mass, produce the seed, and sell them to you with a nice seed company name on it. There is absolutely no way at all that I can do it. I've tried every avenue to do it. This website, for example, was one of those avenues I was going to try, and that didn't work out either. Okay, so where do I ship? I guess they call it the contiguous U.S. That's the 48 states besides Alaska and Hawaii. I can't ship internationally to other countries. There's a lot of restrictions that involve with that, and quarantines and that sort of thing with live plants, actually any kind of plant, cuttings and all. And so I don't ship there. Internationally, I don't ship to Hawaii and Alaska, but I ship, as a nursery, I can ship to the 48 United States within the continental boundaries here. But so the problem is some of your guys' states are ultra strict, and so I've got to go above and beyond other states because they're fairly simple. Places like California and Arizona, you got to go through extra steps. I can do that. It's a little bit of a trouble, but I'd rather have the ability to ship to all of us. So I go through a little bit of that. Now, states, every time a politician changes, especially like the governor and other things, they can change their rules. So I'm always bound to the rules. So whether or not I can ship to any particular state is dependent on that state and their rules or their policy at the time. Okay, I've been asked about nursery tours. Hey, can I come look at your place? It's not really a nursery tour. They just want to check me out. And right now, I am not doing that. I don't trust, not particularly you, I don't trust everybody. And so if I can't offer it to everybody who asks, then I can't offer it at all. And security is a very important thing to my wife. And so I have agreed that I'm not going to do any kind of tour now, or let people visit. Now, in my area, eventually I'm going to work with chefs and they may come look at it, but that's a whole other deal. And how that goes later on, who knows, it may develop into something else. There's a little bit of information here on how to protect your fig when you get it, and an explanation of what figs are, and then my license. Okay, it's getting a little bit lengthy, so let's go to the direct sale. And the direct sale is just this. This is where you just contact me by email, and you take a look at the various batches here. And you'll see here that I've got two different batches right now, and these will rotate. On August the 20th, which is in just a few days, these varieties right here will be available. They're all $50 plus shipping. If you use ground, for example, a lot of you will be around, I don't know, $8, sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more for the most inexpensive shipping. So 58 bucks, for example, for a fig tree, that is a really good deal. That's half of eating out with your honey bunny. If you go out to eat, at least for us, we get a couple cocktails and we get a nice dinner. It's always over $100. Unless we go to like McDonald's or Burger King or something like that, obviously. But even they're getting expensive. Anyway, this is the first batch. It says 50 here. You can get a bonus Chicago Hardy fig here. It's a very, very common fig that's super easy to get. And it is so underrated. It is so good. It is packed full of berry. It is extremely hardy, cold tolerant, heat tolerant. It is just one of the best all-around figs ever, but they're very inexpensive and to get, and I'm offering it as a secondary tree. So if you get a tree here for 50 bucks, say you get the Coeur d'Alene or the Olympian, you have the ability here to get a second fig for only $20, and I'll ship them both to you for the single tree shipping price. They're actually combined into a little bit bigger box, and the shipping is going to be about the same. So then you go down here to the second batch on September 3rd. You can see that they're in the 1 gallon containers here, just like the other one. But these particular ones are $55 plus shipping. In fact, I have all of these right now. It's just that they're separated a little bit by the more desired types of figs that are kind of hard to get. A lot of people love, like the I-258, the Margarita, the Blackberry Unknown, the Black Madeira, KK, all that. And these are a little bit more premium figs, but it's only $5 more, man. You know what I mean? So if you're looking for a little bit kick in the butt type of fig tree, these are here as well for 55 bucks. And then you got some really exciting figs here. Kuromitsu and Angelito, they're both fairly new. And even at $85, which I'm showing you here, that is still quite a bit less expensive than what they're going for on FigBid. Now when I list these, the board soap grease, for example, on FigBid, I'll list it at $55. And then it'll say free shipping. And so it'll be on there for 5 to 7 day auction, and people will bid on it. Sometimes it'll ship for $55, I know that. And sometimes it'll be $95, over $100. It just depends on the market and how people are bidding and the desire and the time of year and all kinds of things. What happens is it balances out. It's a chance. An auction is a chance. It's almost like gambling in a way. It can get addictive. So be careful there. If you just want to secure a plan, it's probably best to direct buy from me. I don't offer all of these at once. These batches, they're not going to all be on fig bid at once. They're going to be piecemeal. There's going to be, say, 5 of them or something like that on fig bid. And so it takes a while to cycle through these ones in a direct sale to see them available in a different format. So anyway, that's why I direct sell. This is my site, and the changes and what I've decided to do. I offer them in 2 different locations, both on FigBid and both by direct sale. And again, if you're interested, shoot me an email, c3voyage@gmail.com. Let's have a discussion. I'll get you that fig. This is Brent, you guys. Thanks for watching.